into trying to figure out what is happening.
That's why you reach right.
Still not reaching out. But probably so when I speak to you, you get ideas and
I didn't get the call for the
and then get cheap. It's expensive. Yes.
Can't express how much I appreciate you guys making this stuff.
This thing, and the joke is, I think almost we the developer will tell us that unless there's a piece of paper it doesn't count. But now the developer is leapfrogging into forget that. And we're still stuck in, it's a thing that, somebody joked to me in Canada.
Financial Services, Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited, representing all 5 member companies of the Scotia Group, Development Bank of Jamaica Limited, Fast Cash Finance Limited, Niche Financing Limited, and the Students' Loan Bureau. Our specially invited guests, Mr. Milton Samoda, Chairman of JAMPRO and President of the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, members of the media, colleagues of Creditinfo Jamaica Limited. I am absolutely delighted to welcome you all to the ceremonial signing of the first signatories of agreements with Creditinfo Jamaica, whether these agreements are closed user group agreements or non-disclosure agreements. These agreements will govern the provision of data to our credit bureau. These signatories will forever and hereafter be known as the forerunners, to recognize their foresight and good judgment in being early signers to provide credit information to our bureau. They are now members of the exclusive Creditinfo Forerunners Club, which membership will entitle them to a suite of continuing benefits. The signing of data providers is one aspect of the developmental process which is critical to the capability for us to become operational. What these signatures do is enable the technical stage of testing of credit data and technical interfaces between computer systems to commence. This is, of course, absolutely critical because a bureau must have at least 2 providers of data in order to be able to produce a composite report. The fact that we're able to announce 6 this morning is significant because the more providers of data a bureau has, the greater the probability that an individual or a company will be found in that database. We are actually very close to signing an equal number of data providers and anticipate that by the end of August, we will have signed an equal number with the opportunity for additional growth going forward. We want to recognize the energies and the effort being demonstrated by our current Creditinfo team. And here I would like to recognize Damien Franklin, our Chief Technology Officer, Damien, Craig Stephen, our Chief Operating Officer, our Business Development Director, Robert Cormican. Where's Robert? Our Sales and Marketing Manager, Kamar Williams, ably supported by Marion Edwards, our Administrative Assistant, and our Social Media Manager, Hugh John Russell. We are certain that we will continue to have significant representation from the various categories of business that are denominated under the Act to provide information to a credit bureau. These categories are a bank licensed under the Banking Act, a financial institution licensed under the Building Societies Act, a financial institution licensed under the Financial Institutions Act, a credit union registered under the Cooperative Credit Societies Cooperative Act, the Development Bank of Jamaica is specifically named, a dealer in securities who is licensed under the Securities Act, any person who carries on the business of selling goods under hire purchase, credit sale, or conditional sales agreements as defined by the Hire Purchase Act, a person who publishes information on suits and judgments for debt claims, a credit bureau, an insurance company registered under the Insurance Act, the National Housing Trust is another entity specifically named, and the Students' Loan Bureau is also specifically named, as well as microfinance companies exempt from the provision of the Money Lending Act, or any other body that the Minister of Finance and Planning may designate to be a credit information provider by notice published. We are also pleased to take this opportunity at our ceremonial signing to announce that Creditinfo Jamaica will be relocating next week from our temporary location to the towers on Dominica Drive, where we will be continuing our build-out process and utilizing that location for the testing phase. We have also just signed an agreement to locate our primary servers at the Digicel Tier 3 facility at Caymanas, which is the only facility in the region with that level of security. This has been done because we are acutely aware of the security issues and concern regarding the level of data that we will have. And so this is being done to ensure that the individual comfort levels, both between consumers and our data providers, is there to know that we are able to safely store and extract the data. The technology that we will use will be provided by our parent company, Creditinfo Group, which is a long-established credit reporting agency that has a formidable reputation in Europe for both excellence and performance. They have never had a security breach, and they operate credit bureaus in some 11 countries, with an equal number of countries utilizing their technology in central banks and credit bureaus. As many of you are aware, the company, our company, is a joint venture between Creditinfo Group, which is headquartered in Iceland, and local company Coalesce Credit Solutions Limited, whose principals, Damien Franklin and Craig Stephen, pulled together a group of enlightened investors to finance the 40% Jamaican ownership of the company. Formalization of the credit reporting environment was inevitable, and we and the various signatories here this morning are aware that reliable, credible, accessible credit information and history will revolutionize the way credit decisions are made. There will be better risk management, quicker decisions, and more accurate pricing of the risk associated with those credit decisions. Creditinfo Jamaica is also working on developing value-added products from publicly accessible data sources, packaging them, and making them easily accessible to our users, as well as negotiating with strategic allies to allow our credit bureau system to facilitate identity verification. It will be knowledge management at its highest, and will include, but not be limited to, the courts of Jamaica, the Office of the Registrar of Companies, and the Electoral Office of Jamaica. Our goal is to contribute to the transformation of the way business is done in Jamaica by becoming the centrifugal force of business decisions. Our products will empower the consumer while simultaneously protecting the interests of the lending institutions and the financial sector. We're therefore extremely pleased to welcome these forerunners to commence the journey with us, and I will ask each of them in turn to say a few words, and then they will have a ceremonial signing of the agreement. We will unveil the forerunners' role, and then we will open the floor to questions and answers. I will start by asking Mr. Brian Goldson, the Chairman of Access Financial Services, to say a few words.
Morning. As Chairman for Access Financial Services, we've been part of an organization that we're not uncomfortable taking the lead and making decisions with regard to adopting business principles or business practices that are considered new. We were the first company to list on a junior stock exchange, and it has done wonders for us, both in terms for our customers and for our shareholders. So the decision, when the opportunity presented itself for us to come on board early and become a member of the Creditinfo Jamaica's closed user group, the decision for us was an easy one. It was an easy yes, because for us this opportunity will add value for both our customers and shareholders. We anticipate that by becoming a member of Creditinfo's closed user group, we, as a microlender, will over time facilitate more persons and businesses accessing our loan services over and above what we're currently experiencing. We will be able to increase the probability of small firms or micro companies obtaining loans from us relative to the current probability ratio now. We also anticipate that we'll be able to shorten the time it takes for us to process a loan. We'll also be able to decrease our costs of providing loans to our customers. We'll also decrease our loan defaults. It will also assist our own customers to manage their own debt portfolio more effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, it's for these reasons that we quickly said yes to becoming a member, or becoming one of the members of Creditinfo's Forerunners Club. To the Creditinfo team, we at Access Financial Services believe that you have a service that is long overdue. Any service that can simultaneously add value to both customers and shareholders at the same time is a good thing for business. Megan, the significance of your business being launched during this our 50th year of independence is not lost on us, as I'm sure it's not lost on you and your team. Need I say more? Thank you very much to the Creditinfo team. Thank you very much for affording Access the opportunity to say a few words and for being part of this auspicious event. Thank you very much. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian.